there's not much you can say that's going to appease MD's frustrations and anger. We started the season with not won a game, so it's bitterly disappointing. I thought today we started well. We opportunities, we didn't take them. That final moment is tough, and then 2 set plays. We goes back to when I first took over. We were soft at set plays, and today we looked soft at set plays, and ultimately that's cost us.
How do you said that you're kind of confident to turn it around. Do you still feel that way after today?
Yeah, I do, because of our performance at the start. I think the second half we go in, half time, first half performance was good, the last moment wasn't good, and then because the start of the season, we start to feel we need to be safe. You're losing the game, we become safe. We don't play the passes we did in the first half that caused them problems, and then the second half fizzles out because of that. So yeah, I'm still confident in that, but I'm realistic to understand that the more games that pass that we don't win, the pressure builds for sure.
You said yesterday that at the start of the season it's on you. You know, you can only do. But I mean, the fans kind of turned on you at 20 minutes to go. I mean, you worried that might influence people upstairs, or?
It'll be what it'll be. I think the one thing I've felt my whole time at the club as a player and as a coach and a manager is that the board are realistic, they're sensible, they understand it. If they make good decisions, in my opinion, they have done in the club for the last 5 years. But that'll be what it'll be. I can totally understand the fans' frustration. The travelling, as you see, the backing we get is fantastic, and at the moment we're not rewarding that, and that's a big disappointment.
It must get more difficult for you. Do you still have the appetite to sort of come back in next week and go again?
Oh, for sure. I love the job. I love the challenge. I love the intensity. I love the pressure that comes with it. So I love all that. I'm just really frustrated because our performances at times have been good the other day. I thought we had an intent. We carried a threat, but it's the final moments that have not given any fruit for that play, and then the goals we concede are soft. So no. I think in terms of my job, I love it. I think it's a brilliant club. I think there's so much potential. It's a really tough moment. I'm well aware of it. I understand the pressures and the consequences that come with that, but I still have full belief, if I'm honest.
Steven, do you still feel as though you've seen enough to believe that you can guide the club out of this, that you can survive it?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to sit here and say that because I do firmly believe it. A few things in the second half are frustrating, that we don't have that ability to continue to make the right passes that we got so much success from. We do decide, we played more into their hands. They managed to, I don't know how many times in the second half we ended up with the goalie having the ball again. And they're small moments, but they're affecting us big time. And then we lost the momentum. And then at the end there it becomes desperate, and that's not where we want to be.
The fans then turned on the double substitution. What was the thinking behind that, and not bringing Musa, who came on against Celtic and did well?
I just felt we weren't getting the ball up the pitch. Against Celtic there was space to go into, and Musa done really well at finding that space. Today it was different. The ball in the middle of the pitch, and when it went forward it wasn't staying there, so we were losing territory. St Mirren were gaining control of the game, and I wanted to get a bit more presence there so that we could then work off that. But then when I say about the choices of passes and that, we started playing into wider areas when it becomes a foot race, and we were second best at it. When we had 2 targets up front, we should maybe hit a bit more direct with it.
Do you feel the players are letting you, Steven? Or do you feel they're still in their corner?
I'm not going to sit here and criticise the players for any of their attitude and their will to improve and get better. There's some young guys in there that are potential, and I've been there as a player, understanding these moments it's tough. You're searching about for answers, but I think us as coaches need to guide them on that. And like I said, we're not a really poor run. It's really frustrating. But again, I can see some positives today. As much as the scoreline says that it's another defeat, I think in another day, if we're better defensive setup, we walk away with at least a draw, and if our finishing was better, we maybe come away with a win. But we're in a bad place. We need to get out it as quick as we can, and that's where my head's at.
Do you get feedback from the players after the game today? They're the ones on the pitch doing it. What's their take on what's going on?
When we review the games and when we're building up to the opposition, there's a lot of dialogue on the pitch and meetings. I think a lot of what we worked on during the week, we get loads of success from the day, especially in the first half. So I think it's just that, and again on the pitch it's tough because it's split-second decisions, it's having a clear head in a tense situation, and that's where you then, that split second of playing that brave pass or going backwards or deciding to put a cross in when it might be on to pass, that's where the calmness needs to be there the whole time, and I think we lost that in the second half.
Does that come a bit too when you have the sense of the anger from fans that you feel players becoming a bit inhibited?
Listen, that's playing with hearts, that's there, you're going to live or die whether you can deal with that pressure, whether you're in a bad run of form or whether you're winning games consistently, the pressure's there. So there's a period of adjustment that you need to get, and you've got to give time to players to have that, but ultimately you need to perform consistently at this club to have a decent career.
And it hasn't been helped, Stephen. Lawrence Shanklin obviously hasn't been scoring any goals for you, so that was something that was not on the cards, was it?
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been tough for him. I think listening for the last 2 years, his performance and his goal record and his return's been fantastic. It's hard to continue that. There's always going to be a period where there's a dip. He's in that at the moment, but with all goal scorers, he'll get one that goes off his shin and his luck will change. But it's a tough moment for him. But he's that comes on the back of his performances in the last 2 years. They've been phenomenal, and yeah, there's also others that need to help him out in these moments to step up with a goal or a chance or something like that.
Give assurances the guys above that they still believe you're the man to take foot forward.
The way we've worked and the way I've worked for the last year, I've not seen any change in anybody. As I said at the start, I'm realistic, I understand the game. I'm confident that if I get to a point where I really believe that the players aren't actually listening to me anymore or are interested, I'll walk away from it. I don't think I'm at that point. So yeah, we'll review the game, we'll work hard to get on to Ross County next week.
That's quite a big statement, Stephen. You say that you would walk away if you thought it wasn't working.
I've been there as a player. I've been at clubs where the change does have to be the coach, and I genuinely don't believe we're there. I think the first half an hour of the game we controlled it. We were on the front foot. What we'd worked on during the week was seen on the pitch, and it was good. There was a good feeling. Just in one of these moments that it's tough. Added to that these tough moments need to come to an end. If they don't come to an end, change happens. It's realistic, it's understandable, but I think the one thing that's clear from the players to the coaches to all the way to the board is everybody does understand the situation, and we understand the need to get a win.
You guys.